In 1965, the future of education in Canada was forever changed for the better when Isaac Walton Killam and Dorothy Brooks Johnston Killam put into place a philanthropic plan they had discussed during their joint lifetimes. The resulting Killam legacy would provide the funding to allow Canadians and peoples from around the world to pursue higher education in Canada. Mrs. Killam was a vibrant but shrewd person who enjoyed entertaining and swimming at an Olympic caliber. She was born and raised in the United States and came to Montreal in her 20s, where she met her future husband, industrialist and financier Isaac Walton Killam. I.W., an avid angler, was as private as Dorothy was vivacious. From a humble family in Nova Scotia, he moved to Montreal and began acquiring industries across the country and internationally, predominantly in power and pulp and paper. When he died in 1955, leaving approximately $50 million to the government, which they agreed to use to help launch the Canada Council for the Arts, helping the Killams to have as much of an impact on the arts and culture of this country as they later would on higher education. Upon Mrs. Killam's death, the Killam Trusts were created, a private charitable bequest intended to perpetually fund education at the graduate level and above in Canada. In the words of Mrs. Killam's will, "My purpose in establishing the Killam Trusts is to help in the building of Canada's future by encouraging advanced study. Thereby, I hope in some measure to increase the scientific and scholastic attainments of Canadians, to develop and expand the work of Canadian universities, and to promote sympathetic understanding between Canadians and the peoples of other countries." For just over 50 years, 5 Canadian universities and the Canada Council for the Arts have benefited from Mrs. Killam's generosity. The University of British Columbia is proud to be among those entrusted to carry out her vision for developing and expanding the work of Canadian scholars and researchers for the benefit of all Canadians and through Canadians for the benefit of global society. Graduate students represent the next generation of researchers and leaders in industry, government, and most importantly for UBC, in academia itself. By supporting doctoral students and postdoctoral fellows, the Killam Awards help create vibrant communities of scholars and researchers who increase our capacity for real and enduring contributions to society, ensuring that we are equipped to respond to foreseeable and, more critically, unforeseeable social, technological, and educational trends and challenges, and generate economic opportunities both at home and abroad. To date, there have been more than 2,000 Killam Awards granted to UBC faculty, postdocs, and graduate students. Teachers, researchers, and scholars, all who have received a Killam at diverse points in their careers, have applied the funding and recognition of that honor in individual ways. But as diverse as those individuals are, and despite the myriad of trajectories and outcomes realized after the conferral of a Killam honor, the most powerful and overarching commonality is the desire to make a difference in the world for good. After more than 50 years, has the Killam's original gift of $103 million, or over $750 million in today's dollars, lived up to their vision? More than $1 billion have been spent in support of over 5,500 awardees, and Canada has become a well-respected destination for higher education. We will continue to work to ensure that this perpetual trust continues to honor the Killam's legacy and positively impacts Canada's future. I am Eliza Killam, one of I.W.'s younger relatives. In their memory, I'd like to welcome all of you to the family. Thank you.